Hey y'all, what's going on? Depraved Slasher here, and we are back with another tier list. I'm Depraved.
I'm Hellcat.
And together we are...
Hello, Depraved.
Yes, we are. So we are actually really looking forward to this
particular
tier list.
Yeah.
The reason being, this is probably the most diverse group of people we may have on the entire list. Don't quote me on that. I'm just saying it could end up being that way. But so far, for sure, it's the most diverse group of artists.
Which is kind of fun.
As always, this is a live stream. We will communicate with the chat here and there, but it's not going to be fully for those that try to come back and watch this later.
This isn't one of our normal lives. This is specifically for the tier list.
Welcome to the stream, Jeremy.
Hey, Jeremy.
But yeah, so this list includes Elijah Kyle, EP Music, Ethena, where's my list? Feral the Earthworm, Futuristic, Gaspy, GAWNE, and G-Moski. So in this entire list, you've got, like, I guess you could just call it like your normal traditional YouTube hip-hop at this point. You've got somebody that raps and sings. You've got gangster rap. You've got...
Feral's almost like spoken word. Just completely conscientious rap.
Right.
Hey, Freeman. Hey, Tyson.
And then we've got...
I was waiting for this to start. We sat here for the last 2 minutes. We're like, and...
Let's go.
We're done. We're ready.
Futuristic, I think, again, follows in that, like, traditional style rap.
He does, yeah.
Gaspy's on the up and coming. Great dude. By the way, if you guys still are not tuning in on Spotify, iTunes, YouTube, or anything like that, Dwayne's World Podcast, or as Gaspy likes to call it, Gaspy's Place. Both of them have a podcast together that they do every week. Fun fact, I am the only person that's been mentioned on every episode so far.
Just circumstantial. But it has, yeah.
But I've been mentioned in one way or the other on every episode.
Mm-hmm.
I'm almost proud of that fact.
Almost slightly. Not really sure about it. Yeah.
No, it's one of those things where it's like I don't sit there and ask for them to mention me.
Right.
It's just it happens. It's general conversation. Yeah. It happens, and I'm there.
You're so busy screwing. Are we 2 minutes in already?
Yeah.
Okay, I was gonna say you're so busy fucking up everyone else's live chats.
And then we've got GAWNE, who, again, very well-known artist amongst the YouTube community. And then we end with G-Moski, which is probably the least known artist to a lot of these people, aside from maybe Ethena.
Who really should be.
Who really should be known, as long as you're into horrorcore rap. And here's what I'm saying, though. It's horrorcore. Do not get me wrong. He says some crazy and fucked up things.
But it's comedic,
It's comedic. He doesn't come off as dry as, like, ICP and then for people.
So it's the hip-hop version of if you ever got into, like, Stephen Lynch.
Right.
Or any of the other comedic singers that have really dark humor.
Yes, Jeremy. Yes. So with that being said, we are going to go ahead and jump into this. As I said, we're doing this in alphabetical order. And for those of you that are new here, I did want to state how we're doing this. So the first week we did 10. We're doing 8 per week. And we're doing it in alphabetical order.
The list is 66 long.
The list is hella long, so that's why.
And that's our starting list.
Yeah, that's our starting list. This could extend past that if people want to see this continue on.
Right.
I mean, we'll probably take a few weeks off after we're done with the initial, just to kind of
2 lives
rebound
every weekend.
Right.
It's kind of a. We need Mondays off, like Garfield. Fuck Mondays.
But no. So the way we're doing it, we're also using this as a promotional tool. Again, I've decided to do it like this because I watch so many other tier lists being done, where artists are being mentioned, and I'm like, I don't even know who the hell that is. And I kind of
sample of their music.
I kind of want you to play some of their music so I know who it is. So that's what we're doing. We're playing one full song from each artist, and we are trying our best. This is going to be the first stream, or this is going to be the first tier list where one of them is going to have a feature.
Right.
But there's a reason for that. We'll get to that when we get there.
But we tried very hard to make it an original, and
we're trying to find original songs from those artists that it's their song. Nobody else is on it. Just so you get an idea of who they are.
Right.
And then on another thing, the way we're doing the tier lists, we're doing S through D, but we're splitting it up a little differently. Most people are just going S, A, B, C, D. We're going S, and then we got high A, low A, high B, mid B, low B, and then C, and then D. And we did that to try and kind of separate some people a little bit. And again, we, for the most part, I would say love most of the artists on these lists in its entirety.
Oh, and we respect all of them.
We respect all of them.
Hella talented.
I can honestly say there may only be 2 artists I could think of in the entire 66 that I don't really listen to a whole lot.
But still respect them.
But still respect them as the artists that they are.
Yeah. They're just subjectively not our style.
Right. So with that being said, we're starting off with EK. EK fam represent. I have been a fan of EK pretty much since his start.
Right.
And yeah, I had nothing else to say.
What does the S stand for? Is what Freeman asked.
Oh, what does what stand for?
The S in the tier list.
The S is like the top of the top. There, it's like superstar or so. None of them really have meanings behind them. Like.
Somebody else created
Somebody
scale.
a long time ago created a general scale, and S was always at the top. I'm guessing it stands for super. And
superior.
And if you look at, like, video
Shiny.
games, I think they used video games as a reference in this when they started it.
Right.
So levels, a lot of games have levels that you beat, and if you beat them under a certain criteria, you get ranked.
Right.
And it's always been A, B, C, and then S is like you've done everything that you needed to. So I do believe S is just like super or superior or standout or something like that. I don't know what it means. I just know that's what everybody uses. Yeah, you get a gold star.
You're super.
So yeah. So again, first one up, Elijah Kyle, EK fam. As I said earlier, I've been rocking with EK from the beginning. We don't react to him as much as we probably used to or should.
Well, part of it is just he's a very prolific artist. Like, he drops a lot.
Right. And with him dropping so much, it's hard to cover everything that he does, especially, again, this list alone is 66, and this isn't even including everyone that we actually do typically react to.
Right.
So
yeah.
First things first, let me switch this over to the full screen mode. Da-da-da!
Ta-da!
And you know what? I'm actually going to change where we are on the screen for people. I'm going to put us up top. I also feel like this should be raised a smidge. That works. But no, so as you can see, and I moved this where we are so you guys can have a better view of the overall picture of what's going on. So far up to date, this is what it looks like. We'll go over it again at the end once we get everybody added, as we typically do.
Right.
So yeah. So
as we do.
EK, as I said, the song we chose to let all of you guys hear is not one of his actual music videos. EK, it's hard to... I'm not going to say it's hard to find songs where he's on his own. What's up, Gareth? Welcome. What up, EP? Welcome. But this song has always stood out to me. This was, I think, if I remember correctly, one of the first EK songs I ever reacted to. And I absolutely loved it. I could connect with it.
Right.
And in almost every way, mentally, emotionally, and everything. This track is called It's Okay to Cry Sometimes. I wish you didn't autoplay when I turned you on. Grow!
Right, Jeremy?
Alright, so Elijah Kyle, It's Okay to Cry Sometimes. Again, we're playing the song in its entirety. There will be no pauses, no anything. Just
no mood breaks.
We'll catch y'all at the end of this track.
Everybody's got some problems. We all got our demons, but that's what makes us human. It's okay to cry sometimes. Never can you always be fearless. The strongest still do feel shit. That's what makes us human. as a person, that's every day. Stay focused on my purpose and not the money I make. I know people often change with the culture of this world, but I know my soul is worth more than any diamond or pearl. It's hard staying real inside this industry where people bring you down and make you feel like you're not good enough. So then you start to drown, you put your face in a bottle, we all go grab and escape. Instead of helping the issue, we just go add to the weight. I feel your pain, I struggle daily, socials only make it worse. But no amount of likes on pictures can never define my worth. Self-belief is important, but know the strongest you break. I put my life on this paper to cope with all my mistakes. 40 songs every year till people know who I am. If you feel that you are human, let them say that you can't, and prove them wrong every time, and embrace your mistakes. Nothing worth that comes easy, that's the same with being great. Some problems, we all got our demons, but that's what makes us human. It's okay to cry sometimes. Never can you always be fearless. The strongest still do feel shit. That's what makes us human. It's okay to cry sometimes. Who are you to judge a person for the way that they dress? You talk shit behind the screen, but you're just wasting your breath. If you're not in my position, you would never understand the life of an artist you could never comprehend. Imagine every time you talked about your problems, you were laughed at, and every day you wake up to accusations with no facts because of envy and jealousy in the flesh. A deadly combination, no loyalty, no respect. People in it for themselves, choose wisely who you hang with. Things are different now, I am far from the same kid. Thinking back when I had my passions at an all-time high, driving 90 on the freeway, screaming up to the sky. Why I never see the answers right in front of my feet, and every time I get close, I drift away or retreat. Why I speak so loudly, but that's only on beat. See, instrumental to a human life, that's always on repeat. Got some problems, we all got our demons, but that's what makes us human. It's okay to cry sometimes. Never can you always be fearless. The strongest still do feel shit. That's what makes us human. It's okay to cry sometimes.
All right. Who else here? Penis, bro.
Hey, Mark.
What up, Mark? Welcome, bro. You cocksucker. I guess daughters have written. No, they're not.
Again, I just wrote, they're a group.
Right. Well, groups are fine. It's more along the lines of like we were also introduced to them way after we got the list together.
Right.
So yeah,
just 2 lives ago. Yeah.
We're not really throwing in new people. Again, that's why we may continue the series if people want it, where we continue to add more people afterwards.
Right.
So yeah, that was Elijah Kyle. It's okay to cry sometimes.
Okay.
Okay.
It's okay. All right.
So just to kind of go over some pros for what I feel are pros for Elijah Kyle. First off, dude is hella talented. Dude can rap his ass off.
He can also sing.
Dude can also sing. He's really good at creating songs that are catchy.
While also meaningful.
While also being meaningful. And he's also really good at fan interaction. He's on Twitter. Mm-hmm. He talks to people. He gets people involved. Hey, if you guys want to see a video to this, hit so many likes, so forth and so on.
He makes sure that he comments on reactions.
And because of how he acts and who he is and the way he does things, he's built a really strong starting following.
Right.
As many of you guys probably know who Nico is, he also goes by Jedi Wolf. Yeah. Or he's got so many little nicknames he goes by.
There's almost always a wolf thrown in there, though.
Right. So Nico, this is his probably favorite artist, up-and-coming artist, at least.
Yep. And they're actually...
they're actually relatively close.
Yeah,
they talk often.
Hey, freshman.
What up, freshman? So, and another thing, Elijah Kyle does have a good selection in terms of style of tracks.
Right.
He's got his emotional ones. He's got his, like...
just having fun.
Talking shit tracks where he's like, y'all want to run your mouth.
Right.
I guess I got to get back in my bag type of attitude tracks. Which I feel is important for a good upcoming artist.
Right.
Now, as far as cons go, this may be more personal for me, but I also feel it can be overall damaging. I feel he puts out too much music. And this isn't personal in terms of like trying to react to him.
Right.
But let me paint a picture for you. Those of you that are in your mid to late 20s, early 30s, a lot of us would buy an album. And like for me, it was Eminem. I'd buy an Eminem album. And I had at least a year to a year and a half to digest it, memorize it, learn it, have fun with it.
Over and over and
listen to it over and over and over again. And
hey, Alpha Bite.
I would be super into it, and I always wanted more.
Right.
Because you're like, oh man, I can't wait.
But they always left you.
I can't. Yeah, I can't wait for the next album. I can't wait to have another 18 tracks to learn to memorize. In a situation with like what Kyle's in, I also compare it to like Tech 9. I love Tech 9. Tech 9 is probably at least in my personal favorite top 20 list.
Oh, definitely in mine. Yeah.
But there was a 3 to 4 year period I stopped listening to Tech because I'm like, dude, you just put out 3 albums in one fucking year. Like, I don't have time for this shit. Especially with there being so many people out there.
It just gets, it can be overwhelming to, like,
I feel there's
overwhelming the consumer to a degree.
Exactly. I feel like there could be some consumerism overload with it.
Right.
Now, granted, his deep, strong, starting, following, love it.
Right.
Nico's like, I want him to drop a song every day.
Some people do love it.
And some people are like that.
Fine.
But I grew up in a time where you just waited. You knew you had to wait. You had time to memorize the music. You had time to really get in tune with the music.
Right.
So that's where I feel like it could be detrimental in the long run.
Right.
However, on Spotify, it's actually helpful because the more music he puts out, the more he might get put into listen to this person next.
Yep.
And stuff like that. So it's kind of a catch-22, I guess.
Yeah.
It just depends.
It's a pro and a con.
But here's where it also turns into a con. I do feel like a lot of his music sounds the same. Now he does sing, and don't get me wrong, I'm not saying everything sounds the same. He has his acoustics album, which is actually really good. Now that I've had a chance to go back and listen to it, and so he does have different sounds. But like when he's rapping,
he often picks
a lot of times from song to song, you're just kind of like, okay, it sounds very much like the last one he did.
Yeah. The message is different or whatever, but he picks a lot of the same kind of flows, which makes it sound similar. We're not.
Right, no.
It's not a talent critique necessarily.
And lastly, this is again a personal thing just for me and her. Elijah Kyle is really good at giving us 2-verse songs. I grew up in the 90s, early 2000s. Everything was 3-verse. We had 5-minute songs. Most of Kyle's music's 2.5 minutes.
You sit there like, that's it?
And again, I think that's more of a statement of today's music as opposed to a detriment because today's music is meant for people with shorter attention spans.
Thing, yeah.
Like music for shorter attention spans where, 2 minutes, 2 minutes, 2 minutes, and I'm on to the next one, on to the next one, on to the next one. And I don't know, I'm a fan of the 3-verse structure.
Right.
With that being said, though, let's go ahead and I'm fucking this all up.
And go to our tier list, maybe.
Yeah, maybe go to our tier list screen. So, with that being said, I've got Elijah Kyle at a low A, which you look at the artists he's still compared to, and in that category alone, Dax and Analyst for us, that's still really good. Again, we have a lot of love for most of these people. He's hella talented, and I always look forward to new music from him. But again, we have him at a low A. There's definitely room for improvement. He knows that. Every artist, I actually fully think most to every artist knows they've got room for improvement.
Right.
I will definitely say him and the people he rolls with. Right. Right off the bite. I definitely feel like him and the people that he rolls with, like, have the hook game down.
Right.
Like, he'll come up with a hook that will be catchy as hell.
Yeah.
Which I feel like is probably, honestly, the hardest thing to do when writing music is putting a hook together that people are going to want to hear 3-4 times a song.
Really like his transparency. He's very open, which makes his music very relatable. Right. And he comes across as a very humble guy, too, which is not always something that you find, especially in the hip-hop game. And it's that again, is... They need that hungry drive in hip-hop. So it's not a bad thing, but he's able to show you that aggressive side while still being humble and vulnerable to his fan base.
Right. All right, so that's going to do it for Elijah Kyle. Next up, he's actually in the chat, is EP Music. Mm-hmm. Where do I start here? So we actually learned of EP Music through the bar.
Discord, yeah.
Which was a Discord server we were a part of that is no longer around.
Right.
But that's where we heard of who EP Music was.
I've actually gotten to chat with him a couple times.
And to be honest, I think the first song I heard from him was the Linkin Park cover that he did.
I heard it about 3 before that, but the Linkin Park one, yeah, we were on kind of pins and needles. We were like, we love Linkin Park. What are you gonna do?
Well, and this is what's funny. So EP Music does a lot of covers. For those of you that don't know,
but mixes them up too.
But mixes them up to kind of fit his style more. But I went into this. I was asked if I could come to the EP Music premiere for the Linkin Park songs. I was like, I can, but I'm telling you now, I'm going to be overly critical.
Right.
Linkin Park is my favorite band of all time.
Right.
And this happened again the next week with Breaking Benjamin.
Yeah, you did them back to
That's
back.
my 2 favorite
both
bands
of us are sitting
all
there
time.
like, whew.
Regardless of where you guys put me, thank you.
Well,
of course, EP. So.
Anyway, we showed up at the premiere.
We showed up at the premiere, and I'm like, all right, dude. We're here. Don't fuck this up. This is
Please don't fuck this up. We love this.
This is my favorite band all time, Linkin Park.
Right.
And he fucking nails it.
Nails it.
And I was like, holy shit. So then the next week comes around, it's Breaking Benjamin. And I'm like,
again,
all right.
We're kind of biting our nails, but we were like, you didn't fuck up last week.
You did great with Linkin Park. Breaking Benjamin is not as hardcore. Just don't fuck this up.
I wanted it to be more hardcore. I love Breaking Benjamin. I love Breaking Benjamin. But I had heard his EP's metal style and his screams, and I was like, okay, man, you got this. Please do this justice. Please do this right.
Right.
And he killed it.
So yeah, we fell in love then, for sure. He's put out a lot of stuff since then, covers, personal, or, own
original
tracks,
stuff,
remixes. Yeah. This is also one of the rare cases we're actually going to use a remix as the song to show off. It's actually the newest song that, if I remember correctly, he actually revealed during our stream.
Yeah, we
or no, he asked us. He has to do it live. Or I don't remember if it was a reveal or if he asked us just to do it live.
Right, but it was amazing.
And this is also one of the only times we're actually going to use a song that's talking about current day events. This is actually the Ill Mind of Hobson 5 remix. And I chose this for a couple reasons. I feel like this is, first off, a better representation of his collection of talent.
Yes. It shows several different...
It shows he sings in it. He raps in it.
There's a scream.
There's a scream in it. No, you're thinking of
no,
the other
not.
song.
Okay.
Yeah.
But that's too bad. You should have screamed.
Yeah, EP, by the way, we went through almost everything you've done that's like your own personal stuff. I will say you've got the whitest white boy dance I've ever seen in a music video in my life. But I loved it. We actually loved the song too, but we were sitting there like, this is great. This is amazing. Thank you for that. But nah, so again, we chose Ill Mind of Hobson 5 remix. We did react to this live during a stream one day. So this will be a rehash for a couple of you that may come in and that are here.
But he switches up his flow in this one a lot. It shows his lyrical ability.
Yes.
It shows his vocab that he uses, which is part of the lyrical ability, but his ability to put the structure together.
Welcome to the stream, bro. Hey, I plugged you at the early of the stream. You missed it. But I plugged y'all's Dwayne's World.
Or Gatsby's.
Yeah, or Gatsby's Place, as you like to call it. Gatsby's Place!
Right.
But yeah, so this is the Ill Mind of Hobson 5 remix, and another reason I loved that he did this is this remix specifically is a remix to probably my favorite Hobson song.
Hobson song? Okay.
So. EP's all about hitting up all of my favorites, apparently.
Right, and actually doing them beyond justice, yeah.
Alright, so this is EP Music Ill Mind of 5 remix. Let's get it.
It's sad how society has downgraded. Do or say anything just to get Twitter famous. Race baiting for clickbait, the shit's lame. Do us all a favor, stop dividing our nation. Let's focus on the real problems, not on the hate. Stop degrading someone else just because they're great. Stop pretending for the internet, cause that shit's fake. There's enough of that already, man, it's time for a change. And we don't have to pick a side between the left and the right. And if we disagree, it doesn't have to end in a fight. Mental illness can happen, it's a fucking disease. I know, cause I've been there, the shit's happened to me. If you really wanna point the finger, point it at yourself. We're collectively responsible, we need collective help. And I'm not talking money when I say I'm here to share the wealth. I just call it like I see it right now, it's a living hell. I'm about to hurt your feelings, but I feel that I should mention it. It's sickening to see the way the people wash their hands of it. The real pandemic is the ignorance on social media, the longing for attention inflates our egos like helium. I hate to pop your bubble, but we're living in a fantasy. Memes can make you laugh, but they won't improve humanity. So what is it gonna take to finally find a way to break the chains and be the change we need to be? You're all asleep, open your eyes, come together instead of divide. Feeding lies and tries to find a way to take control of our lives. We've seen them devise, damn, and we just let it happen. They're laughing at us, attacking our happiness, and nobody is asking them for the truth. But I get it, it's not like they would tell us. It's all about the ratings or whatever they can sell us. It's all about the pills we need, the pharma has developed. It's all about the politics, it's all a fucking setup. Whether you're stuck on the fence or you think we're defenseless, only we can defend us against malicious intentions. I know you may not want to hear it. It's about time we made a decision, yeah. We are the future, so let's make it one that's worth living in. We have the right to live our lives, we need control again. There comes a time where we need more than just our thoughts and a pen. To follow blindly is a means to an end. So tell me how you really feel, tell me how I'm wrong and how I'm making it a bigger deal. Tell me that there's no controlling mass appeal and how you haven't went a day without hearing of someone getting killed. Okay, we're just puppets on the line that we're given, the lie we've been living, the inability to even form an opinion, contending with the public consensus. The formula isn't a way to break us out from being so codependent. Learn to think for yourself and help one another. Don't be afraid of truth, there's a lot to discover. And I don't know it all, I just go with my gut. And something is telling me that we shouldn't give up. We didn't come this far just to see how far we come. We can choose to stand and fight, or we can all choose to run. We can let them take our rights, or we can go right the wrong. This could be a turning point, or it could be just another song. Man, the clock is ticking, love is missing, something's gotta give. Panic-stricken ignorance is not a way to live. We're marching on into the dark with broken hearts compliant. Shh. A moment of silence for the ones that have died, for the color of their skin, for the ones that have tried to fight back again, for the people that lost hope in a better tomorrow, for the ones that gave up under all of the sorrow. Just take what I'm telling you and begin to apply it. That doesn't mean violence or to start inciting riots. It just means that you should open your eyelids for a second like I did. Try to approach it with a different perspective. Put down the drugs, they are clouding your judgment. Turn off the TV if you are looking for substance. In a world where negativity is really abundant, just smile and see what it does. Yo, this is an anthem for the everyday citizen who are smothered by the fumes and are ready to breathe again. Yet together we can do this, but we have to believe it. From the homeless to the police, everyone in between it. Whether you're black or white, young or old, we are all the same. Whether you have $1 million in the bank or struggle getting bills paid. Whether the weather, don't be afraid of the rain, cause better days are coming. Just let go of the hate. Yeah, just let go of the hate. Just let go of the hate. Shout out to Hobson, he's a real one. Inspired me to think outside of the box. So I hope that I inspire you, EP.
Yeah! And for those of you that don't know, Hobson will actually be on next week's episode.
Yeah.
Sorry.
My favorite line is, I'm about to hurt your feelings, but I feel that I should mention it. And I'm like, yes, hurt them. Do it.
Hurt everyone's feelings. G-Moski will later.
Make me feel it.
All right. So, again, that was EP music.
If they're not you, they're not real. Get them out.
Exactly. EP music. That was Illmind 5 remix. And
I agree,
again,
Truman.
one of my favorite EP tracks, but also one of my favorite Hobson tracks of all time, if not my favorite. Hands down. With that being said, so some pros. First off, the dude can sing, and I mean really sing. Again, you guys don't get the most of it here.
He just did that little hook part.
He did the hook. Dude has got a screaming voice
from the gods
to make a grown straight man come over.
Right.
And I don't even like screaming in my rock music.
Except for his is so very clear, and he only uses it for emphasis. He never overdoes it.
Which I feel like he kind of walks in the steps of Chester with that. It's why I could deal with it with Chester.
Right, because he never overdoes it.
It was for emphasis, and again, Chester might have been one of the best in the business to be able to do that.
One track that I don't remember the name of right now, even the screaming part that he has, which I think is part of the hook, the chorus, he also clearly just sings normally
behind
with it, so that you still understand the lyrics, and it's just there for that emphasis. But, I mean, he's got a growl on him. His clears are amazing. Yes. And his singing voice, when he's on a track that he's actually just singing, is amazing.
And then rap-wise, I mean, you guys just heard this.
Mm-hmm.
Rap-wise, now he has grown over time. If you go back and listen to some of his earlier beginning stuff,
any artist, yeah.
I'm going to say it wasn't great, but it wasn't bad. It was something that you're like, okay, so he's starting off, he's actually doing really well.
Right.
And I've actually already seen the evolution in just the 6-7 songs he's done since then.
Right.
That I've been like, okay, this is, in my opinion,
he's starting to bring it.
Probably one of EP's best sounds rap-wise that I've heard so far.
And stylistically, he chose multiple different flows, and
the flow switching was on point.
Put it together, and just rode the beat flawlessly this time.
Exactly. And then another pro to him as well, he's able to produce all his own stuff.
Yeah,
he has his own studio. He plays. I think is it just guitar and bass, or do you actually play everything else as well?
That's actually I was just going to ask that. Yeah.
We know you play guitar, and I'm pretty sure if you play guitar, you can play bass.
I saw a bass guitar.
I'm pretty sure I've seen a bass against your wall with the other ones in your
studio. But I'm not sure if you actually do the piano that you add in behind it and stuff like that. We don't know if you play.
Right. I don't know how much more you play other than guitar and
I'm still
more than likely bass.
Hella impressed.
Right. I can't play shit anymore.
Right. I used to play piano and...
I used to play French horn. I can't even buzz my lips to play French horn anymore.
Exactly. There we go.
So aside from that, he's also very lyrically creative, as you heard.
And the way that he puts things together...
Yes, that's what I was trying to get out. He does all of the music and vocals. Okay.
Okay, now I'm overwhelmingly impressed.
Right.
Yeah.
Now, if I have some cons, first one being I could not find anything on Spotify other than the BOTB cipher he was a part of.
And I looked on my Amazon streaming, and again, hello.
If I were you, I would definitely put more stuff on Spotify unless there's just a place we're not looking where it's located.
Yeah, tell us, because I would love
we
to
found your page. I started following you, but I couldn't find... Again, other than the BOTB cipher, I couldn't find anything else from you.
And I didn't find anything on Amazon.
That makes it hard for people to be able to listen in their cars because...
Outside of YouTube.
Outside of YouTube, and YouTube will drain a phone quick.
Right.
Let me tell you.
And I want to add you.
Yes.
So it's all about me. Me.
And while he does have more than some of the others on this list, I think the other con that is going to be the heaviest in terms of dragging him down on the list is there's not a whole lot of personal music from him.
Right. I want a full original album.
Now, with that being said, he does have an album he's working on that's going to be coming out. It's going...
Back in the saddle again.
Thank you.
Who just donated?
Thank you.
GoldenEye 10... Hey, thanks for the $5, GoldenEye. Appreciate you.
Very much so.
Appreciate you. But yeah, so EP Music actually has a remix album coming up, which, do not get me wrong, or a cover album. I call it remix album. I meant cover album. He's got a cover album.
Which we're excited for. Very much so.
Yeah, we're super stoked for the cover album, as well as maybe when he gets around to doing his own personal album, where it's going to be all his own original stuff. I think that's where he's really going to have the chance to really shine and really impress people. The covers and remixes, things like that, are good because if other people are looking for those songs, it'll pop up.
Yeah.
And it's a chance for them to discover somebody new. So I understand why any artist does that.
Right.
But I'm definitely looking forward to some more original stuff. And lastly...
I wanted to point out with his cover songs and everything,
yes,
he does it what I feel is the correct way, which is he changes it up enough that it becomes his own. He is not just going in with...
Like, we've never had a copyright claim from reacting to one of his covers.
With the Linkin Park or Breaking Benjamin, just because we already brought them up. What he added to them in making them metal and everything, it was his own touch. So it wasn't like he was just going in with the original music and doing kind of karaoke covers, which is what a lot of people choose to do.
Right.
So, mad props for that, because they're, like we said, amazing.
And the last question we had for you, EP, which if you would gladly answer.
In April,
you did a live stream where you were in the studio working on a song. And we watched like the first, well, I'll say we fast forward through a lot of it to try and get to the point where you were talking.
Because you were waiting for people to join.
We probably watched 15, 20 minutes of it, and I don't know what song that was, because it didn't sound like a song that was a cover.
You were talking about the piano behind it, and there were growls in it.
Right.
And we're sitting there like, this is amazing. What song is this? What song is this?
Right. Is it out yet? Is that something you're still working on, or is that something that's been released?
Are we there yet?
So we can go listen to it. Because just the bits and pieces that you played sounded amazing.
Right.
And for all I know, it could be a song you've already put out. We didn't run across it when we were looking through things.
And then we had to prepare for this, so we weren't able to finish watching that entire studio stream.
All right. So with that being said, so where do we have EP music? We actually have EP music at a low B. Which is funny. We actually talked about this after it happened, and we thought about it. So, that song was called Break You Down and It's Finished, just hasn't been released yet. It's an original. Ooh, I am excited.
Very.
Okay, so we have them at a low B, and we thought this was funny when we did this, because if you guys remember back to when we did this Battle Jams thing, EP and Aaron Keese were the two artists that went against each other, for those of you that watched the reactions.
And EP won by a fraction.
We had EP winning by a fraction, right? And what's funny is the overall score ended up being exactly what we had written down, which is absolutely fucking hilarious.
Multiple judges.
But between multiple judges combined, we had the exact score, which I was like,
hey!
It's like we're prophets or something.
Exactly. We're psychic.
So EP, funnily, falls just ahead of Aaron Keese on this list as well. So it's almost like like we didn't even plan it that way. We were not looking at where we already had people when we were putting the list together. And so when we looked at it, we were like, holy shit.
And honestly, part of it is his artistic diversity, his ability to do all of this himself. And then the other part of it is original tracks. Again, Aaron Keese is pretty much remixes right now, and there's not a whole lot on his channel that he's put out. EP has actually done his due justice in terms of doing a fair number of covers and stuff like that. So he actually has substance on his channel.
Right. Now
we just need to be able to stream you. And the original.
Stream you.
You.
So again, yeah, I definitely feel, again, putting your music on Spotify will be a big help, especially at least your original tracks.
Right.
If the tunes for the covers are unique enough that they don't get copyright claimed, I see no reason why it couldn't be on Spotify either.
Oh, they do that on Amazon as well. There's plenty of covers as long as you've made it your own, yeah.
So, again, I would definitely put some stuff on Spotify so other people could get out,
Right. So we can bump you in the car.
Yeah, so that might be more selfish of us, too. We just want to listen to you while we're driving.
Yeah.
Put you in a playlist. And yeah, I definitely can see him rising higher than that.
Oh, yeah.
Quickly, when he starts putting out more and more of his own original stuff.
Right. Again, this is all subjective to new releases, and everybody's constantly improving, so, yeah.
And that's EP Music. And for those of you that don't know, EP is in the chat currently.
Show him some love.
Show him some love. Go on down, say hi. And
check his stuff out if you haven't.
Check his page out. Again, he has a bunch of great songs on there, a bunch of great covers, even some that we've seen that he covered a couple years ago, I guess. That we were like, holy shit, he's done that?
Right.
So now we have some backtracking to do once we get to
place where we're not getting ready for the next stream.
Right. We would have done it had we not.
Yeah, if we had today off, we would have been like, oh, and here's a rabbit hole.
There you go, baby.
Thank you.
All right, so next up is Ethena Music, who said she was going to be here.
No, we enjoy you, EP. Thank you.
Yes, we love you, EP. Ethena.
And let us know in our DMs or whatever if you do add your music somewhere.
Yes. So, Ethena is a fun case. Athena's like a sister to me.
He says that facetiously.
No, I mean it. It's a fun case.
Oh.
So, Ethena is like a sister to me. For those of you that don't know, Ethena is probably the number 2 artist in terms of people I talk to regularly.
Right, okay.
I
thought you were going to say something different.
No.
You said fun, so yeah.
So, her and I have had 2-hour long conversations on the phone.
Right.
We chat through DMs, Discord, whatever, all the time.
Right.
Well, within reason, because she's just as bad as Rev when it comes to getting back to people.
Right.
It'll be like 3 or 4 days, and she'll be like, "Oh shit, I just seen this."
Right. She's busy.
She's very busy.
Yeah. And I do talk to her too through DMs and Discord and whatnot, but she's busy. Yeah.
Very. Now, she does have a song with one of her favorite Chicago artists coming up soon that she's super excited about. I don't remember what his name is.
I know she has a couple that are
in the vault, just waiting to be mixed.
Right.
Right.
The problem, and this is where I thought you were going with, this is a fun one. I thought it was like a facetious comment because she was Snow.
Oh, yeah.
And so, unfortunately, most of her music is locked up with that name and the label that she left.
Yes. So before she became Ethena Music, she was known as Snow White, which is how many of you guys probably still know of her. I still call her Snow on occasion. I try to remember to call her Ethena, and I've actually talked shit about my ex-wife, whose name is also Ethena. And then people will be like, "Are you talking about Ethena? Why are you saying that?" I'm like, "No. Okay, this is going to be confusing for all of you." Yes, my ex-wife's name is also Ethena, not the same Ethena. But no. So yeah, I know Ethena very well. Well, I won't say very well. It's not like, she tells me her deepest, darkest secrets and stuff like that. But we talk.
Yeah. So the problem with the tier list is, as Ethena, there is one song.
There is one song, which we were going to check out. Now, with that being said, there was a freestyle that apparently I can no longer find.
Oh.
Remember she did the 2-minute freestyle that was just her? When we looked it up earlier, it wasn't there. It might actually still be there. It just wasn't coming up on the Switch when we were trying to watch it. Yeah, she doesn't have it up anymore.
Interesting.
It was like a 2-minute freestyle that was just her.
Right.
And it's no longer there. So this is Been About It, Ethena featuring T-Rev. This is, again, the one time... What did he say? Oh, me too.
Yeah, that we have a feature on the track that we're...
This will be the only... we're trying to be the only time it'll have a feature on it.
Right.
Just because she doesn't have anything else with just her.
As Ethena.
As Ethena. So we will still listen to the whole song. This is... Calm your tits. This is Ethena featuring T-Rev.
Been About It.
Been About It.
Bitch, with a little bit of flavor, savage, got a little bit of anger. I'll put that dot on your back like a laser. Throw up the deuce, now I'm chucking in fingers. Light up a blunt, I'ma write me a banger. Smoking that gas and it's loud so it lingers. Wearing my dream, put my life on a hanger. I'm not a queen, I'm a young entertainer. Baby, go crazy, he coming up next. Drop the lines and I make him connect. Ultimate star, got an S on my chest. Watch how I jug and I flex and finesse. I'm killing these bitches and making them feel it. Shout out to Joey, my brother, the realest. Taught me the game so I know how it goes. That's how I know these hoes ain't killers. I got these hoes all in they feelings. They want beef and I don't want beef. But if you take shots, little bitch, don't miss it. This ship goes down, you go with it. Rev up like a new car engine. Swear he's the one and I'll always be with him. Me and my man on a get money mission. You could just call me the get money vixen. 2 shots in 1 shot, won't miss it. 1 shot like Tupac, who did it? 2 bags spent, no case, no mention. 3 shots sent, you drop, I'm with it. Willing and dealing and making a killing and murder whoever it take me to get it. This time I'm in it to win it. You coming for mine, I'ma make you regret it.
A lot of people claim no heart in these streets, but they ain't never been about it when it comes to this beef. Homie talks about the guns until there's one in his Jeep. Call me Dwayne Wade, the way I run with the heat. Me and my baby been some beats. Cut the can open cause I'm
serving up beat. It's like you cut my feet off. I'm never looking at defeat. It's like I'm running down the track after cooking at a meat. I've been snapping on these mics like a turtle from a creek. I see people talking shit, but is he really bout it? They say the dog that barks the loudest isn't really rowdy, so I make them tap out. Ronda Rousey, talk fly to my girl, I throw him off a balcony. Homie, talking slick on some beef shit. Hard behind the keyboard, but soft on some street shit. Hop about the whip and crack his skull to the meat drips. I've been living in the streets, I've been flew off the deep end. You better refer to me as a vet, making rappers go to sleep like a dog looking at death. They call me Busta Rhymes the way I'm breaking your neck, or I can make it ludicrous when I roll you out in a stretch.
Ethena. It's Ethena now. Exactly, Gatsby.
What up, Gats? Welcome back.
Yeah, that's exactly.
He's like, oh, we got some snow up in here. Yeah, I got a lot of love for my sister, man. She's
extremely talented.
Fucking talented as hell.
Yeah.
So, with Ethena, some pros. Again, she brings a style of feminine gangster rap that I can't say I've necessarily heard before in the way that she raps. And I definitely really enjoy it. It's unique.
Right.
Like when she raps, you know it's her. I mean, he said, "Oh, we got some snow up in here."
You know,
like
it's her.
He knew it was her.
Which is a great thing for the business.
Which is a great thing, again, like as you said,
it's unique
for the business.
She also has worked on producing her own beats.
Yes.
So that is something that she can do.
She's working on producing her own music. And as a personal pro to me, she's got a verse for me floating around somewhere. I'm just saying, she's got two different versions of it because I rewrote it after I heard who was all going to be on the track. But I'm just saying, it's the one song I've been on that hasn't been out yet.
It's the one song you've been on that... The one song you've been on. Doesn't matter that it hasn't been released. It's the one song you've been on.
The more I hear my verse, the more I'm like, this is so bad. It's literally the first thing I've ever written. And her and Rev were like, this is actually really good. And we're going to put it on the track. Right? And I'm like, all right, I'm just saying, the people you've got on this song, it's not going to sound right.
Right.
But we'll run with it.
Nah, whatever. It's super funny, guys. Like, it doesn't sound bad. It's just, he was up against... Well, not against, but the other people that were going to be on the Cypher were all...
Okay, so I'm going to go ahead and throw this out there for those of you that don't know. So the Cypher was going to... Well, I'm not going to list the names, but because some people dropped out, I don't want to cause any controversy.
Yeah, but there was...
But we're just talking about a bunch of my favorite people were on this track at the same time.
Very recognizable names, too.
And very recognizable names to the point where when I heard who all was going to be on it, I rewrote it, and it was better.
And you were like, I still don't want it to be released.
But I still wasn't sure if I wanted it to be out there. Justin Freeman will be, I think, next week as well, or the week after, one of the two. I think it's the week after. Baddish.
I kind of like the bearish verse better. And then he retracted it. Well then,
all right,
we
Mark.
saw it. We see you.
He's like mentally preparing to occupy the bottom of the tier list spot. Well, I mean, Gats, you've got 3 more people ahead of you, man. There's still time to have some shots.
Sit in anxiety.
It was a baddish verse. Whatever, Mark. No, I legit think it was a baddish verse, but a lot of people seem to really enjoy it. So
look, it was your first verse. So, I mean, I can't say that baddish is actually, like, a bad placement.
All right. So, as far as cons, okay? And this is going to be the big thing here. She's got one song on YouTube as Ethena. And even then, she had like 4 or 5 songs on YouTube as Snow. So she still hasn't gotten a lot of music. And I feel like her stuff also hasn't been put on Spotify yet. I thought for sure this song would have been.
I thought this was... Well, but isn't it on the radio?
Ethena doesn't even have a Spotify page.
Oh, okay.
It was on our little radio station that we started.
Yeah.
Which, again... Ethena started it. She made me a DJ. I've actually just turned into the talent engagement to where I'm trying to reach out to people that want their music on it. It's a radio station for independent music. That can be found in the description below. Be sure to check that out.
But again, it's availability of her music.
Yeah,
There's
the availability of her music is
tracks.
just not there. And the reason why, which is I think the biggest thing against her right now, she really struggles with motivational spikes. And what I mean is she will go from being super motivated and she'll be like, I've got 2 or 3 songs ready to go, to I want to quit. Right. I don't want to do this anymore. And I feel like I don't know what I feel like. I feel like
she's still younger.
She's young, so she's got time.
But she's getting overwhelmed by
expectations,
critique, and therefore her creativity is getting stunted.
Right.
And I think part of it is also her overwhelming push on herself. She gets so down on herself because she doesn't think that what she created matches up to other people, and she's so busy comparing herself to other people that she forgets that she's her own unique talent.
Right.
And therefore her creativity plummets, and it's a cyclical thing. All of us struggle with it. So again, it's not so much of a critique on her talent or her music. No. It's just we end up not getting very much music from her because of it.
Right.
Yeah.
So what I would say, straight up, honestly, Ethena, don't worry about what other people think. Don't worry about what your fans want.
Do it because you love it.
Do you put music out as you can? I personally haven't heard anything she's done that's bad.
Me neither.
I really haven't. And honestly, the worst tracks I think I've heard from her happen to feature somebody in an old record label, maybe even her old boss.
Right.
That it wasn't even because of her.
Right.
I'm just saying.
Somebody else brought her down.
I'm just saying, like, I haven't heard anything bad from you, sis. And keep pushing. With that being said, we actually have Ethena in C, just because, mainly, not because of talent, but because of
5 songs. Yeah.
Lack of music.
Yeah.
As she gets...
Agree with Hell. I agree with Hell, too.
Yeah.
Yeah. Good concept.
I feel like as she gets more out there, she would definitely rise.
Oh, yeah. And quickly, if availability to her music becomes a thing.
Because, like, if I was just going off of straight, just pure... just talent, just from what I've heard so far from her, high B, low A easily.
Yeah, I'd say high B.
But just having the lack of a catalog for people to really delve into, I gotta have her at C. It was the same reason we have Carly at C. Lack of having music, and I'm just saying, the world is yours, sis. Take it.
The only reason that I said high B is, again, it's also the lack of confidence in herself that stunts her creativity. And I really think that lyrically she could flourish if she stopped comparing herself to other people. Again, it's something that all of us go through, especially, Ethena's 22, 23?
I don't remember how old she is.
But, the younger you are, and I'm talking more like high school, not her age, it's something we all go through. And by the time you hit 30, you've either decided, fuck the world, and I'm going to do what I want, or you're stuck in that people-pleasing cycle until you hit your midlife crisis.
All right, so next up, Feral the Earthworm, which is funny.
We did say that this was an incredibly diverse group.
When I said this was a diverse group, so far in the first 3 tracks alone, you've got Elijah Kyle, who's just your standard hip-hop dude.
Who can sing, though.
Who can sing.
Yeah.
Then you got EP Music,
who a diverse artist in and of himself.
Diverse in and of himself. Ethena has the female gangster rap thing down.
Right.
And now we've got Feral the Earthworm, who is...
I
don't have a category to put Feral in.
He's a conscientious rapper. He does not... He doesn't have raps that don't have a conscientious message in them.
That we found, anyways.
Yeah, and he almost strikes me as more of a spoken word...
writer,
stream of conscious thought type writer, and a lot of his, he calls them throwies, I think. He's been doing them once a week since the quarantine started, but they're all about something that he found poignant in, the what's going on in society during the week, and he speaks on them, and it's almost like he didn't write them beforehand. He's just sitting there talking to you. He obviously has a large knowledge base that he's referring off of. Yeah.
All right. So with that being said, the song we chose is actually called Heritage, which is one of his throwies. We listened to a few songs off of assorted things. I don't even know what all we listened to, honestly.
He has like 3 albums.
Dude's got like 3 albums out, a bunch of throwies out. And it's funny because the more we listened to Feral, the more I enjoyed him. So when I first heard the Crypt YouTube Cypher Volume 3, I actually had Feral low on my list because I was like, he just didn't sound...
That's the thing,
like he
is
fit.
like sonically, he did not fit in the Cypher.
Right.
It wasn't that he wasn't writing the beat. We're not talking about that. It was his placement with the other people. He didn't sound like them, and therefore, sonically, you just have to adjust to his sound. Nothing about his talent, nothing about his ability to ride the beat. It's just that he is so standalone that it's kind of a little shock. You're like, wait, that doesn't fit. Well,
and what's funny is the more I actually listened to YouTube Cypher Volume 3, the higher up he moved on my list of favorite verses. So when we got to him, I was excited to check out more of his music because I was like, I mean, we've seen a couple of the we had already seen a couple of the throwies. We had seen Floyd.
And what was the other one that way?
And there was another one.
Dreamer. We saw something called Dreamer.
So, yeah, I was super stoked to get into his music.
Yeah, like we said, we actually did like him the first time through.
Right.
But just sonically, we were stunned by the difference that he had. So individuality in a group setting like that, we just it, like I said, it took some mental adjustment, and the more we listen to him, the more we really, really like him. And I've always liked his messages.
Right. And he also has a minimalistic living style. He lives in a van.
Yep. That he calls his piece of shit.
Yeah, that he calls his piece of shit. That's a funny track, by the way. You guys should check that out at some point. The video...
You're just mad you're not a piece of shit.
The video is ridiculous.
And I love that. Nah, comply.
He said, Feral's my favorite.
Yeah.
Yeah, he's dope, Gats.
We really like him. Yeah.
So this is Feral the Earthworm with Heritage. Now this is also, again, more of a politically standing thing.
However, almost all of Feral's messages have something to do with what's going on.
It's political, but not political. Feral's his own person. He's his own being. He thinks his own way.
Right.
Which I feel most of us should strive to be more like. I'm the same way. I don't agree, like, even politically.
Right.
I tell people all the time, I'm not Republican or Democrat. I hate both of them.
Equally.
There's things I agree from both sides, things I disagree with both sides, but...
The one of the things that I love about this track is he's coming at it from a place of like, I just want to open a discussion. Right. I want to keep it respectful. I want it to be a discussion. I'm not asking for aggressiveness or telling y'all you're wrong. I just want to open this conversation.
Right. So this is Feral the Earthworm, Heritage. He's also going to spit some actual historical facts at you guys.
Like I said, he has a huge base of knowledge.
Dude is smart as hell. So with that being said...
He does his research, which I appreciate.
Exactly. Let's get it.
You're fuck. Got on Facebook, and the first thing I saw, Confederate flag. Do I get involved? As I read the comments, the main thing that I notice, this is my heritage, is most of the posters focus. Heritage. What is this word? I basically knew, but I still went ahead and searched. In this context, it's inherited history, a cultural connection to the past, which is interesting. Heritage is important. I understand this desire. I want to hear legends of ancestors by the fire, but the Confederacy fell in 1865, founded in 1861. So let's divide the 4 years it stood with the length of time America has existed. When you do this, you will find 1.64%. That's what it represents. It existed for half a minute, dude. It just came and went. So really, how could this flag be emblematic of your lineage, history, the intricacy of your fabric? It's almost done a disservice to focus on such a morsel. Wouldn't you want to live with a historical picture that's more full? Where's your family from? Ireland? Italy? Furthermore, the funny thing is, where do you stop with history? The oldest human ancestors' bones have been dated to 7 million years, which is way before the cave shit. I could break it down, but basically to keep it brief, the species migrated from Africa to the northern east, Tigris and Euphrates region, then the rest of Earth. Before culture could emerge, tech had to develop first, like writing, agriculture, culture. Such a big deal. Maybe I'm crazy, but shit, dude, I just feel to identify your heritage with 2% of history is a limited vision. Consider different centuries, let alone millennia. The further back you go, your idea of heritage will more massively grow. So, anyway, if you still think it's tricky, check the Declaration of Secession written by Mississippi. It says they identify with the institution of slavery. These are their official words. Maybe we should listen. To the Confederate commander who spoke out against Southern monuments, never said the answer was to tamper with historical standards, but when hammers get slammed against something that stands for slavery, then manners is a funny thing to predicate your argument upon. Plus, history isn't taught with monuments I'm on. Empty with my patience, yet I long for real discussion. I don't want hateful exchange, I just cannot see the function of this flag. I'm from Texas, trust me, I'm no liberal. In fact, I find the Democratic establishment quite pitiful. Fuck them. I'm just saying the states have documented moments where they say they wanted slaves. I've provided a work cited in the comments below. To say that's not what it's about is just dishonest, so help me out and please be consistent. Don't pretend you're preserving history, then become resistant when hit with facts. Yes, the Germans have monuments to victims, not perpetrators of intolerance. I'm not opposed to memorials or historical markers, but a Stonewall statue where slaves worked is garbage. Participate in the debate, no snowflake emotion. I'm coming at this with my mind and make no mistake, it's open. Convince me, cite your work, I'm fucking here. Let's talk about it calmly, no waiting another year. I'm not calling you racist or disrespecting your views. I'm saying make a logical case because frankly I'm confused. In the early 1900s, the United Daughters of the Confederacy successfully waged a propaganda campaign not only to erect numerous Confederate statues, but also to change the curriculum taught in public schools. So if you're a voice who advocates for the preservation of history, but you don't know about the UDC, you should probably check that
out. You should probably check that
probably. out. I feel like in each of these, he's giving us like a mini thesis. Like he's like, I've got the work cited below. And I like his attitude because he's like, I'm not looking for hateful commentary. I'm here for the discussion. But on the other hand, he's got enough of that gangsta in him that he's like, fuck him. You know, I really like the dichotomy because this is my brain on a normal basis. Like, I'll do, like he said, heritage. I basically knew what it meant, but I went and looked it up just to make sure, and here's what it said. And, like, here's my work cited below. So he does the research. He knows what he's talking about.
Right.
His pieces, like I said, are a lot like spoken word. They're very conversational. But they're, like, mini theses. And then he's like, yeah, you should probably check that out. I'm like, and there is the sarcastic little twat that I am. Right there.
So.
And we did like the looting one as well.
Yeah, the looting one was actually really cool. Honestly, there wasn't a song from him I didn't like. I think there was one song he had where the beat like way drowned him out.
Yeah, the production value on it, and it was the
I think it was the piece of shit one.
Yeah, it looked like the magical school bus.
The magic school bus floating through great. Fucking toilets and shit.
Everything.
Yo, whoever made that video.
That was
the video itself was fire. Yeah. I just wish I could have heard him a little better.
Yeah.
But no, so Farrell actually has a very good...
Yeah, exactly.
Exactly. So first off, pros. Because I forgot what I was going to say originally.
Right.
So we're just going to jump into this. Pros, dude is really fucking smart.
Extremely.
Really, really intelligent with...
And he does his work.
World history. He does his research before he puts stuff out.
Works cited. He fucking backs it up, too.
I like how he even said, look in the description below for where I'm finding my information from. Like, dude is insane.
Originality. He is so unique.
Right.
That's, you know.
And what's funny is how good he sounds, even with the minimalistic setup.
Yeah.
Like...
He doesn't have a studio. He's not...
He doesn't have this big studio. He goes in and mixes and does things. He's got like a little laptop, his little mic.
Like a little... it's like a karaoke mic
that
kids carry around.
But he still sounds pretty fucking good.
Yeah. He makes it work.
And I will say... He does strike me as somebody that might have tried to do stand-up poetry at some point. It's like, maybe I can just turn this into rap. And I love stand-up poetry. Prince E.A.
There's
so many out there.
Yeah.
GAWNE is really good. A few others that I can't remember their names right. There's actually an English dude. He's a young black dude that I listen to a lot of his stuff.
And notice that a lot of the spoken word people that we're mentioning are also very conscientious.
Right. Well, I prefer conscientious type stuff anyways, which is why I love spoken word so much.
That list,
for those of you that don't know, go check out, what is it called? Button Flow Poetry? Is it Button Poetry? Button Poetry.
Button Poetry.
Check out Button Poetry. A lot of good spoken word in that. I'm just saying.
Yeah.
Now, for some cons, again, going back to the production value, I feel like he could definitely benefit from being in an actual studio.
Some of the stuff. Right. Maybe not his throwies, but like the...
Well, the throwies, I'd prefer him to do the way he does it, because
yeah, but that's why I said maybe not them, but like the piece of shit.
Right.
Like we said, his... And it wasn't that his voice was lower than the beat, it was almost exactly at the same level as the music, but he needed to be raised just slightly so that you could hear him.
Right. Poetry workshop before you started to rip.
I would have guessed that.
Yeah, that definitely makes sense. And I feel like a con for him personally, and this is something we talked about, he's talked about having severe anxiety before.
Right.
And I feel like anxiety is something that people deal with that can definitely hold them back from being able to reach their full potential.
Right.
Because I feel like he may take that, and in one way he can take it and be afraid that something's not going to get the reach he's hoping for.
Right.
But in the same way, depending on how he combats it, he can use it as motivation to try harder and push forward. Now, I don't know which side he stands on.
So far, we've seen him push through it, because like he said in the Cypher verse about his anxiety, but also with the conscientious style of rap that he's doing, I really feel that he's mentioned quite a few times that the message that he's saying needs to be heard. I really feel that is his motivation. Like, he wants what he has to say to be heard more than he's letting the anxiety hold him back. Right. And, of course, having anxiety, I understand that. But, you know, it's definitely something that could knock him down. We're not docking him for having anxiety, just clarifying that.
And I definitely think also this is a pro to some, a con to others. I feel like his style is either going to be very hit or miss with people. Like for us, it's hit.
It's a
definitely.
Huge pro, yeah.
But I can definitely see how there's going to be a lot of people be like, this really isn't my vibe. This isn't the type of thing I can really listen to.
Well, and some people just flat out don't want to hear a message every single time they listen to a track. We do.
Right.
You know, so sorry, baby.
No, that's okay. You've done kicked me once today.
In the kidneys, nonetheless. Yeah.
Nah, but we got him mid B. Again, he could put out something that could push him up 1 or 2 spots.
Easily.
He could easily be high B, low A to mid A.
Mm-hmm. Hey, AJ.
Which is 1 or 2 tracks popping in. Oh, it's all good, AJ. I haven't played Smash Bros. In forever. I have all the DLC so far, but I haven't fucking touched it.
We've been busy too.
Yeah. That and Animal Crossing.
Super talented guy, though. Super talented.
Yeah, we definitely love Farrell, and honestly can't wait to see what else he puts out. I just found out today I wasn't subbed to him, which was almost disheartening to me. I was like, how the fuck did I not sub to this dude?
Which we might have. YouTube might have just kicked us.
Yeah, YouTube likes to do some shady shit.
I'm just saying. Moving sideways and all.
I'm just saying. So next up, we got Futuristic. Fun fact, I didn't know Futuristic was a bigger artist than what he seems to be right now.
Right now.
So here's what I'm saying. So Futuristic is new to me. Again, I've only been doing the whole listening to hip hop artists on YouTube for the last year and a half. And Futuristic just popped up within the last couple months for me. I think it was like 4 months ago was the first time I ever heard the dude. And I was like, hey, I really like his sound. So when you go to look up, though, he's done songs with like Crazy Bone.
NF.
He's done a song with NF. And so many of the like mid to high tier artists. Right. To my understanding, he's one of the very few artists that have a song with NF. Because NF is very picky about features and his music in general.
Although I think part of that is the break that he took. Like he yeah.
And I definitely feel like, so Futuristic took a break at some point, from what I understand, decided to do his own thing, in terms of like he went and bought some houses or some shit like that. I don't know what he got into outside of hip hop, which is probably why I hadn't heard of him.
Right, that's exactly what I'm saying, is that break.
And now he's back. He's done stuff with like Krypton Gone and Mac Lethal, which that song was Death to Mumble Rap, which I feel gets unjustly hated on. but that's just me.
Right.
And then he's also had several of his own hits, some stuff recently. Like, we just listened to that song with What's Her Face.
Dude, the one with Justina Valentine made me laugh my ass off.
We just watched the video, Justina Valentine
I only
and him.
fuck with rappers.
And we,
Holy shit.
we were almost in tears from how funny that fucking track was.
And I really like the Jersey Fabulous Justina. She cracks me up every single time.
Right. So the track we're going to play is...
I agree. That
song
track
he did,
was
NF
fire.
it was dope as fuck. I would play it, but I'm afraid NF's concert label
and again,
people
we
would get
were
on me.
really trying not to do tracks with features for this tier list.
Right. So the song I chose was the first song I ever reacted to of just Futuristic. Track is called Sorry for Y'all.
Good thing social distance.
Good thing I can mute your ad.
Yeah. Although that does not the beer, but the brats actually look somewhat appealing.
Right.
Mm-hmm.
Food always is appealing. Even if I'm not hungry, I'm like, food.
Right.
But yeah, so this is Futuristic. Sorry for y'all. I love the videography of this video personally.
Right.
Again, we're not judging anything based off of videography for anybody. We just go purely off music.
But this one is enjoyable.
But the videography of this video is fucking standing.
Love the way this was filmed. Tweety-bird.
Yep. So sorry for y'all. Futuristic. Let's get it. It's a Space Jam walk.
Get her done.
Hello, everybody. Welcome back to today's episode of You Fell Off. Today we're going to be talking about who? Futuristic again. All right, we're going to be reading some negative comments. Oh man, these never get old. Futuristic sucks. Okay, we have Futuristic sucks right here. He replied, "Your mother's boob." That's great. What a nice guy. You fell off. Go back to your old style. Jeez, this guy is corny. He sounds just like Childish Gambino and Hobson had a baby together. Actually, sounds dope, okay?
That's not a problem.
Once again, another episode of You Fell Off, starring none other than Futuristic. Back at it. Back to you, Harry.
Yo, let me get back to the spitting. They asking what happened to that Futuristic. I made a massive decision. I caught me some cribs. Now I'm actually living. You don't get money or nothing. You're not even happy. Get out of my business. I'ma backhand everybody that's talking about me like Zach playing tennis. Fuck off. I got a leg, so I duck off. I've been around the world, I snuck off. But now I'm back and it's over for all of you niggas who thought I was finished. Would talk with the quickness until you would see me when all of your dreams used to be to come meet me. Now watch me go viral again and again, and you back on my pee-pee. Silly ain't it how the picture painted by the media rule everything. I must have missed it, was tripping on yachts out in Italy. I was just getting some brain. I got employees in my corner. If I snap a finger, they do what I say. All these influencers still broke as fuck. Got a regular job and work minimum wage. Shit. I'm about to take it back over. I followed these rappers. I came with a stroller. They hating. I'm hanging them like they would do back in 2015 when I gave them a poster. Look at these lames and these posers is playing the game. I'ma yank the controller and strangle and choke them and dangle the rope till their ankles are swollen and break them and fold them. Hey, still the greatest. Way richer than was ever famous. What's the reason for the shit you making? It don't matter. We don't never play it, little bitch. Most underrated. I took me a break. Now I'm back and I'm sorry for y'all. Thought you was making a place that a coach gotta tell you we calling it off. I've been the greatest. I paid them away and they know that I started it off. Oh man, I'm sorry for y'all. I'm really sorry for y'all. Most underrated. I took me a break. Now I'm back and I'm sorry for y'all. Thought you was making a play that a coach gotta tell you we calling it off. I've been the greatest. I paid them away and they know that I started it off. Oh man, I'm sorry for y'all. I'm really sorry for y'all. I see the switch in the character. All of these rappers is characters. All of them painting their face like they got a parade so the people will carry it. They get caught up in the image, they popping prescriptions and we gotta bury them. Chasing these women is trapping for likes on the Insta and think we gon' marry them. You shooting it funny, y'all marrying. You look through the glass aquarium. You trolling and causing hysteria. Well, this is America. Look, you fit the criteria. You see the materials. Look in the mirror. The object is closer than what it appears. You front to the world cause you scared of your fears. Most underrated. I took me a break. Now I'm back and I'm sorry for y'all. Thought you was making a place that a coach gotta tell you we calling it off. I've been the greatest. I paid them away and they know that I started it off. Oh man, I'm sorry for y'all. I'm really sorry for y'all. Most underrated. I took me a break. Now I'm back and I'm sorry for y'all. Thought you was making a place that a coach gotta tell you we calling it off. I've been the greatest. I paid them away and they know that I started it off. Oh man, I'm sorry for y'all. I'm really sorry for y'all. Fuck that. I got a reason to come back. I got a shotty, put that to your body. I'm gripping the trigger, then bust that. Metaphorically, I does that. You don't want that. True words, fun fact. I'm only here cause I love rap. And you can never have enough cash. Little bitch.
Little bitch.
I love how he's talking into his cash like a cell phone.
Right.
But his mention of This Is America, because he had mentioned being Childish Gambino's mix in the beginning. Yeah.
So to answer your question, Jeff, it'll actually only get me at most a copyright claim, which is not a strike.
Right.
Which I don't care if it gets claimed. I just...
The artists deserve their money.
Right.
As long as it's not a block, we're good.
As long as it's not blocked. I mean, UMG's not around, are they? Just saying block gets them all fucking Dikembe Mutombo happy. Not in my house.
It's warm.
Nah, man, I love Futuristic. The more I listen to him, the more enjoyable I find him.
Well, in this track, I really like that explosion in the bass, in the hook. Like, that goes along so well.
Man. Dude is lyrically great. His production is also fire too, which I guess plays into the whole aspect of everything.
Right.
Because like I don't know who does his production.
Right.
But it's just
on point.
On point. Honestly, it's harder to.
Thanks, Steph.
And again, Futuristic would be so much higher on our list if his collection of music was a lot more newer.
If he had a larger current.
A larger current collection. So right now on YouTube, he's got, I want to say, 6 current songs. Mm-hmm. Which, don't get me wrong, we're also taking past stuff into account, but it's easier to place somebody judged on what they're doing now.
Plus, we're looking at their evolution as an artist. So the newer stuff obviously shows their development as an artist.
Did you know Freshie Canal released a new audio rap battle? Yeah, I'm just waiting for the video to come out, though, AJ. If he doesn't put out a video for it, I won't cover it.
Right.
Which I'm pretty sure he's working on a video for it. But, so yeah, like, that's honestly the biggest thing. No, we haven't done GAWNE yet. We did listen to that song earlier, though.
He's coming up.
GAWNE's
2 more.
2 away. Gatsby's next after this. Mm-hmm. Will y'all let Futuristic have his shine?
Yeah. Come on, give him a moment.
No, I'm just fucking with you guys. No, but again, I just wish he had more of a current selection of music.
I agree.
A lot of his old stuff is fire. His new stuff is fire as well. I think there's only like 1, maybe 2 songs of his newer stuff that I'm just like, it can come or go.
It's not bad. It's just subjectively not like a track we're going to put on our playlist or whatever.
So actually that leaves us, honestly, we got Futuristic at a mid-A.
Yeah.
As he puts more songs out, easily could be high AS.
Right.
In our opinion. And I don't have.
And again, that's new. This is newer music. Like,
right.
We agree. The NF track was fire. He had a whole bunch of stuff in his catalog that was from 5 years ago,
6 years ago,
somewhere around there, and it was great stuff. We're just, basing a lot of this on that he is now coming back to the scene, and he needs to build up his new catalog.
Right. But yeah, so that's Futuristic. We're at the midway point, y'all. Y'all, we're halfway there. Whoa. Halfway there. Oh.
We haven't got a prayer.
He's trying too hard. I like that he's getting better because he's just making it look easy now.
Okay, well, we're gonna get to him.
Yes.
We're gonna get to him.
Next up,
if he's still here,
is Gats.
Yep.
Not Dax. Yes.
Not Dax.
We watched those videos. We watched those videos. This is Gatsby, y'all.
We see you. Yeah, me too.
Yeah, I can see that, Jeff. So, Gatsby is a newer artist, if I'm correct.
Correct us if we're wrong.
Correct us if we're wrong. But in terms of putting his own stuff on YouTube, I feel like I didn't see too much like years ago.
Right.
So he's a relatively newer artist. He did not have a super vast selection of music to go through, which is great. We listened to...
A little old me. He's still here.
Little old me.
Old me.
We listened to...
No, clutch my pearls. We listened
a lot of his remixes.
Like 5.
We listened to like 3 or 4 of his remixes, and then we heard like 3 of his actual songs. Because
like
we listened to Amarillo.
We got lost in your catalog.
And then we listened to the one we're going to play. Mm-hmm. And then we listened to another one. But, straight up, honest, I feel like you guys are going to really enjoy the track we've got. It is one of his more personal tracks, I feel. The very first song I ever heard from him was like a super personal track.
Right.
which I could tell. I think he probably wrote just after a breakup.
Right.
We were going to do Amarillo, but I feel like if you have not watched Dwayne's World season or
where
episode 3, where he goes into the details of all the different meanings behind the things like the bananas line, and
all the yellow,
Amarillo period, like you guys have to go listen to that straight up. Again, plugging this because Dwayne's the homie. Got a lot of respect for Gats as well.
But check out the Dwayne's World behind both the video and the lyrics,
or Gatsby's Place. And go check this out. Go check them out, man. They are super funny. I haven't watched any of them on YouTube, but I've listened to all of them on Spotify, which is where because I'm at work, so it's a good place for me to actually
listen
and be able to work. But yeah, check them out. Dope as fuck. So yeah, the song we chose to do is actually called "Picture the Time."
Really liked this one,
and we absolutely fell in love with this track. Not even through the full first listen.
Right.
Again, we...
7 spot? Do we even have a 7 spot?
7 spot.
Is that the new podcast name?
Right. Heads up, 7 Up.
What's up?
He's saying I've listened to every song he's put out so far. So again, we listened to the song, fell in love with it from the moment. Like we probably made it about 30 seconds, and it was like, this is the track that we're gonna play.
Yeah.
Again, we gravitate way more towards the emotional, and introspective style of music.
Yeah.
And man, I absolutely loved this song. This is definitely going on my playlist that I have of like sadder songs that I listen to all the time, by the way.
Right.
And yeah, I'm super stoked for this. I about caught a misdemeanor shooting video for this song.
Haha. Aww.
Oh. Okay. Well, this is the audio.
Right.
I didn't know you were working on a video for it, Gats.
I need to hear the story on the next
podcast. We're going to need that story on the podcast, homie.
Yeah.
Not the one with Dizzy coming up, because obviously that one's already been recorded.
Right.
But the next one you do, we now want to hear the story of how you almost got arrested for this.
Yep.
I'm just saying. It's mostly metal.
That's where I started, Freeman.
Yes. All right, so this is Gatsby, Picture the Time. Let's get it.
Hey, I know it's been a long time, but the devil on my shoulder been abusing me. I'm saying, hey, I know it's been a long ride, but these thoughts in my mind have been moving me. I'm saying, hey, I know it's been a long climb, but the summit, this is something that is new to me. I'm saying, hey, I know it's been a long grind, but the clock's steady ticking on this music dream. I'm like, picture the time, 2009, and I believe that I'll be famous off the lamest of rhymes, and I believe that I would make it, so I'm spending my time perfecting a line, scribbling and stay on the grind. While my homies getting faded, I was staying inside, flipping syllables and samples off whatever I find. Had a mansion that I built in my mind, yeah, and off GarageBand I parked the Lamborghinis in line, eh. I was printing all the lyrics from all my idols and highlighting their verses like grandma with the Bible. I stayed finding my calling, I never needed a towel. I told mama I got it, just bear with me for a while, yeah. Cuddy dropped in the day and I felt that shit. Made me feel less alone in a cell that is life. So I grabbed the pen to write, and I swear I'll make the music and encourage y'all to try any. Hey, I know it's been a long time, but the devil on my shoulder been abusing me. I'm saying, hey, I know it's been a long ride, but these thoughts in my mind have been moving me. I'm saying, hey, I know it's been a long climb, but the summit, this is something that is new to me. I'm saying, hey, I know it's been a long grind, but the clock's steady ticking on this music dream. I'm like, I've been feeling down right now. I've been feeling down. And I've been feeling down right now. Why am I feeling all this doubt right now? And I've been feeling down right now. I've been feeling down. And I've been feeling down right now. Why am I feeling all this doubt right now? Yeah. Picture the time, 2010. I still believe that I could do it, so I picked up a pen. I would jam to Not Afraid and then pretend I was M. Airplane shooting stars and I thought I was him. All the time I would hear that it's all in my head. All my friends making friends while I sat on my bed. Yeah. But I believed I had a bigger calling. I wore my heart on my sleeve. My silly band was performing for friends and the family, fulfilling my vanity. Apparently, I thought that I had it until they buried me. I guarantee nobody I see compare to me. I try to tell them they hate me because they scared of me. They always said I'll never rap because I'm too white and wild. If you wanna be lit, you gotta be black and mild. So I started acting arrogant and shit. If they gon' hate me anyway, I'll act like I don't care a bit. And at that time, I lost myself. I was screaming to a mic that I bought myself. I would tell them all lies about the cards I'm dealt. I would buy every view because I don't need help. If the mic grows soft, then I won't exhale. The XXL, my sight said I've been set sail. I can't exhale, can't even sleep or they'll pass me. About the same time, I discovered Great Gatsby. Picture the time, 2018. How I finally made a name up in this musical scene. Then I went and met a girl and she was all I could see. Until she left me in the dust and I couldn't believe that somebody didn't see me for this wonderful thing. So I did what I do best and I doubled the beat. Couple verses ought to show her that no man can compete. But when the rubble cleared, I'm puzzled cause the trouble was me. Who am I to call her out? Daily double, I'm a loser when I lose what I'm about. I'ma crucify myself and admit that I was wrong. Wrote a song just to shoot below the belt. I couldn't separate the who I am or how I felt. I looked into the mirror and I didn't see myself. All I saw was a pissed off rapper needing help. So I checked myself into therapy cause somewhere along the line I said no one could compare to me, yeah. Picture the time when Jonah was fine, a loner who alone with his thoughts and copious time, composure just to keep it on lock and stay on the grind. I never thought I'd be a man who hurt with words that he rhymes. I was building people up and then I'd empty the clip. Who could forget? I was once the rudest of kids, we all make mistakes. I'd rather be a nobody than be famous for hate. It's Young Gatsby.
Our mic was muted.
Our mic was. I told you to remind me. I failed.
Yeah.
So my bad. You guys are gonna get like 30 seconds of shit that don't make sense.
Thanks, Tyson. Yeah. Anyway.
So as I had said, I made a joke and said that was Gatsby 7 because of the thing, and we were muted. And then I cracked a joke because he said when Cudi dropped a song, and I made fun of her for saying Kid Cudi. Because she said Kid Cudi.
Yeah, I did. I was super tired. I'm not super familiar with him in terms of, like, remembering that it was him. I remembered his track as soon as he started playing it, but did not remember it was him. So I called him Kid Cudi. And by the way, now I overthink it every time I see it. It's going to be Kid Cudi from now on.
Kid Cudi.
Yep.
I just want to make sure our mic... Okay, it's picking back up again. But yeah, we absolutely love that fucking song.
Yeah. And if you want to be lit, you got to be black and mild.
Yeah, if you want to be lit, you got to be black and mild. I was like, oh my god, that was dope as fuck. And then, for those of you that don't know, I love the M references too, when he's like, bump
the
not
shooting
afraid.
Stars.
He said, when I bump not afraid. And then the shooting star line, I think, if I remember, the airplane shooting star was in reference to him and B.O.B.'s Airplanes remix.
Yep.
Which is one of my favorite M songs of all time.
I love that song. Yeah.
Kid Cudi. Cutie. Kid Cutie.
Yeah, I said cootie, as in that kid's got cute cooties. Yeah.
Right? Kid cooties.
Yeah. Yeah. Well, you know. Yeah.
No, what was funny, so to tell you a little bit of a story behind that, she goes, Eminem's got a new song coming. I was like, it's probably just a video to one of his old tracks. And she's like, no, it's with Cudi. I was like, who? She's like, Cudi, C-U-D-I. I was like, Cudi? She's like, yeah, it says Kid Cudi or Kid. She's like,
Cudi.
Kid Cudi or Kid Cudi. I'm like, it's Kid Cudi. And then she was like, I don't know. And I was like, I know you've heard one of his songs. And she was like, maybe. And then I played Day and Night.
And I knew all the lyrics.
And she's rapping along with it. I'm like, see, you knew who the fuck we were talking about.
Right.
Anyways, so yeah, that was Gatsby with Picture the Time. So prose, dude's got a hell of a flow.
Yes, he does.
His scheming is nice. Wordplay is outstanding.
And obviously he can carry a tune.
Dude can carry a tune.
He's not afraid to do the introspective tracks.
He could probably sing better than he thinks he can.
Probably.
As most people that sing do.
Right.
Whatever tickles your whistle. He's also got a very diverse style in which he can rap, and we've seen it mostly through the remixes, but even still with his own personal tracks.
He shows off his talent.
He has no problem showing off what he's capable of doing. Dude's got a good sense of humor as well.
He really does, yeah.
This is just more of a personal thing for us. Like I said, I've even, and not just in his music, he expresses his sense of humor in his music as well sometimes. But even just like, again, if you guys go listen to the Dwayne's World podcast with him and Dwayne, dude, them two are so funny to listen to, have them go back and forth with each other.
Right. And we relate better to people that have a sense of humor.
Very much so.
Yeah.
If I had some cons. Again, he's a newer artist, so he doesn't have a huge selection of his own music.
Right. He's done decently.
Which we know he's going to get more out there, and I'm super excited. Him and Dwayne will continue arguing on who's supposed to send who the verse in order to be able to get a collab together. I'm just saying I'm still waiting on it. I'm here for it.
Pending.
And this is something I even heard him say, and I don't think I really noticed it until I really deep dived into it earlier. And I think this can be said honestly for so many artists that we cover, is he definitely could work on his hook game. Because they even brought up Elijah Kyle and how well Elijah Kyle has his hooks down.
Right.
And it's something that they're working on. And Gatsby's definitely, from what I've heard, working towards it and getting better at it. But again, even if I was rapping, I've said this so many times, I would not be able to put together a cohesive hook to save my fucking
hooks,
soul.
Yeah, they're hard to do. They are really, it takes a special kind of brain to get the hook right from the get-go. So we understand that, but just things to work on.
Now, while Gatsby will be surprised by this, I was not. We've actually got Gats, was it mid-B? Yeah,
I think mid-B.
We've got Gats mid-B.
Yeah. Super talented guy. Super talented.
And again, when Gats gets more music out, I can definitely see him jumping up to low to mid A very easily.
And quickly.
Yeah. It's just going to be getting more music out there. And I'm not saying rush it. Definitely don't rush it. Do it at your speed that you're comfortable with and you feel you can get it out.
Don't tap your creativity out. We're just saying that once that happens,
Right.
Yeah, we're waiting.
Yeah, we're waiting.
We're waiting.
But yeah, so we got him at a mid-B.
Congratulations. You're not D, like you thought you were.
It's like, hey, I'll take it. And also, big thank you for showing up, Gats.
Yeah.
You and EP are the first two artists to actually show up for the tier list
and
when it's alive.
Yeah.
Everyone else,
people have
don't get me wrong,
it
almost everyone has come back and said, hey, really liked what you did, agree with a lot of what you said, which actually, we're slowly learning, we're most artists' favorite reaction channels, it seemed like. We're one of, I'm not going to say their favorite, everybody loves Shaq. Shaq's number one for everyone.
One of the smaller.
But we're one of the smaller ones that everyone looks forward to, because we're really honest, but it's like, artists love us, people don't.
Well, some people do.
Some people do.
I'm sorry. Freeman
Tyson,
loves
us. The people here love us. But
Jeff, you guys are all in here like...
We get a lot of hate.
Tyson, yeah.
As well.
Whatever.
A lot more hate than I think we deserve, but hey, fuck them.
We're assholes. We fucking deserve it. But we always have respect for the artists.
Very much so.
You know.
With that being said, GAWNE is up next. GAWNE was a tricky one. Because so much of GAWNE's music has features, and we're trying to find songs that didn't have features.
Individual, yeah.
it was really hard to pinpoint a song we really wanted to use?
No.
Nah, honestly, dude, I
haven't heard your Poppin' Cypher.
Yeah, you did. We listened to it
earlier.
earlier.
Did I?
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
It was dope. Don't get me wrong.
I did listen to it, but just earlier.
Yeah. Honestly, to be 100% honest, just straight up and honest with you, Gats, it was the first ones. Today was the first time I heard the Poppin' Cypher too. I didn't go through and listen to everyone's Poppin' verses.
Yeah, we only listened to the ones that he reacted to, which was Deep Inside. Deep Inside.
Yeah.
I've had 2 negative comments, I think, like 2.
90% of the people are like, I hate that dude, he's so boring.
Like, just have her react to them. And here's the problem, y'all. I have stated time and time again, I've heard it. I've heard all of it, other than the new album, and I've heard noise. Right. Freeman, it's fine. We're
not worried about it.
We're actually more amused than anything.
So yeah, we got GAWNE, and again, it was hard to pinpoint.
I didn't see that one either, Jeff.
I don't think I've seen that one either. I'll have to check that out.
Yeah.
Next up is GAWNE. Again, he's a very well-known YouTube artist.
But does do a shit ton of features.
Yeah, he does a shit ton of features, yeah. So it was very hard to pinpoint a song that we really wanted to use.
Highlight, yeah.
But we finally got one, and there's a funny story behind this. So yesterday, or the day before yesterday, or sometime earlier this week, I don't remember, GAWNE had posted a tweet where he was saying something about a possible Death to Mumble Rap 3.
Oh, right.
And Crypt tweeted, or responded to his tweet with just the word stop and a period at the end of it. And
stop.
GAWNE then turns around and says, we appreciate you, Gats. GAWNE then turns around and says, Crypt just called. And we didn't get the reference. Until this song.
Right.
It was a reference to this song. So right. You guys will see that when it gets there. This is a track called Hello.
Freeman. Do it at your own risk, man. I mean, honestly, they've kind of slowed down, and
chicken nuggets are ordered.
We got a lot of good comments on our second one.
Yeah.
But
honestly, a lot of people love the fact that we started off talking shit about them. Which I thought was hilarious.
Not them. And that was our point. Like, it was very pointed towards the people who were disrespectful in our comments and did not mention what they found offensive.
Yeah, Gats, don't react to Nightwish unless you want a lot of hate.
Hate.
Because the only vocal fans are the ones that don't like the way you do things. Look, that's true with everything.
It was the true fans that came in the second one and were like, y'all are fine. You know, like, you loved the band. Yeah, sure, you were a little maybe goofy and off in terms of being, like, distracted that night. But you still loved the band and said great things about it. And then, you know, we loved this one. So, you know, look, Freeman, it was a fractional part of the NA. I'm going to call them the NA from now on. Because it's fitting.
The nah.
The nah.
All right, so this is GAWNE Hello. I hope y'all enjoy it.
Yes.
Let's beep it.
Hello from the other side. Sorry.
Am I dead?
Hell motherfucking no. Depression had me like a vice grip. My mama said I couldn't leave quite yet. Too much left for me to do in life, yes. Yes, I gotta fuck shit up like I was ISIS. Oh Lord, please no more. Luke gone, that son of a bitch, he's so annoying. What we gotta do to save this motherfucking boy? Kid is crazy, try to battle 6 seconds and got destroyed. Big boy, till the day that I drop, I swing on anybody, even if it means I get popped. Yeah, Crip just called and he told me to stop, so I called Crip back and I told him I'm not. All jokes aside, I love my bros cause they was by my side through all my lows when I was out my mind but in my zone. So am I dead? Hell motherfucking no.
Hide and seek, running in circles. I try to see you look right through. Wait for me, can't face the truth. I don't wanna believe I'm just invisible.
You probably thought he was going ghost. I was gone, I went off of the map back to the road. But like Jordan 95 came back and I unretired. Now I'm here to drop that 3-peat on you like Michael. I'm a certified gunner type of dude to get mad. Fuck fuck around and load the Mac, going murder 500, might run up in your crib, throw my dick on your mother. I'm a mean, mugging, sick, fuck, pill pop, and I still got an addiction. I'm the dude that the girlies never wanted back in middle school. Kids call me retarded, and in high school I started to rap till everybody laughed. Told me I should quit cause I'm whack. Imagine that I used to walk home rather than taking the bus. Me and my homie Charles scared of kids beat in the sun, but fuck 'em. For everything they told me I'm not. Middle fingers in the air on my way to the top.
Running in circles, I try to see. You look right through. Wait for me. Can't face the truth. I don't wanna believe. I'm just invisible.
Short and sweet.
Yeah, Tyson, it wasn't that. It was that they thought that we were he was being disrespectful to the band because we weren't dead serious and in awe the whole time. He was trying to headbang. People took that as him being facetious instead of the fact that he had never headbanged to anything before and and that he interrupted me a few times, and they thought that that meant that he wasn't interested in listening to the song I wanted to. It was perception, but it wasn't. Yeah.
Right. So that was GAWNE, Hello.
Yep.
And so here's the thing. Pros, I can only write one thing down, and this is not a detriment to him. Dude is super fucking talented.
Yeah.
I mean, his production is also really nice.
He does really fun music videos, too.
His videos are fun, and the reason why I wanted to focus a little more on the cons with him is because I feel like the cons are what can definitely hold him down more than what his pros have to offer. Okay, and
he's got a lot of pros. Don't get us wrong. Super talented.
So first off, his big con is he seems to get stuck in that fast rap bag.
He does.
Which, let me tell you this now, and this is the one thing, again, I will actually agree with Screw on. Super fast rap to the point where you can't understand things is no better than mumble rap. I firmly believe that.
For people who want lyrics, it doesn't help.
If you're rapping so fast, it's hard for people to understand anything that you are saying.
Right.
What are you really accomplishing? I mean, don't get me wrong, it takes talent to be able to do that, and I get it.
And enunciate, and yeah.
But you're trying to appeal to a broad group of people, not just a specific small percentage of people that are like, hey, I want everything to sound like everything Tech Nine's ever done.
Well, and if you've got something to say, it needs to be something that we can understand.
Right.
I agree, Tyson and Jeff, that is exactly what we were just pointing out.
And then the other big thing that he has a problem with is jumping out the window. And when I say that, I mean going after people when it's not really necessary.
Now, he himself mentioned it in this particular track that we just played.
He went after Six. Six destroyed him, which everyone agrees with. Although...
Exactly, Tyson.
I was kind of interested in getting into, at the start of it, him and Screw, when they started beefing. Because in my opinion, it was two artists that had struggled in the diss battle thing. And I say that because looking at everything Screw has done, Screw went against Upchurch, and again, I gave Upchurch the win on that. He went against Grizzy, I gave Grizzy the win on that. And again, I am a Screw fan. I enjoy Screw's music. But I just feel like he did not bring it in the way that needed to be brought in order to win. And then in the same aspect, GAWNE went against Six. And it's like, so for me, it was a battle going into it that I was like, two people that have struggled against things. Maybe this could be interesting. And it was a lot closer, and I still feel like Screw ended up taking it in the end. But I feel like diss tracks are not his lane.
And it's not even that. It's like he's going after the wrong people. And in doing so is attracting negative attention.
Exactly. Which is why I keep telling him to stop.
Yeah. So, I mean, now, obviously that can be a detriment to your career.
On the flip side, I feel like at the same time, he's getting way more hate for Death to Mumble Rap than I feel he deserves.
Yeah,
both
definitely.
The first Death to Mumble Rap song, I actually really enjoyed. I didn't understand why people hated it, to be honest.
Right.
Because I felt like the mix of GAWNE, Crypt, Futuristic, and Mac Lethal was actually really good.
Yeah.
I was not a fan of the second one because I didn't like the artist he was with, and it was very much a borderline mumble rap track. Again, I've said before, that's about as close as he gets to mumble rap without actually falling into the mumble
category.
Pool. Okay. But over and above all, I still think the dude is hella talented.
Extremely.
And honestly, I would have him a couple spots higher than what I'm going to put him if it wasn't for the fact that
he keeps getting himself in
he can't play nice with people.
Right. Play nice.
And it's detrimental.
And if you're not going to play nice, at least don't play nice with people that legitimately deserve it.
Right.
Yeah.
Now, on the other hand, I did see the one with Screw coming.
Oh, I'm not saying the one with Screw.
Months,
I'm talking about 6 and, like, then doing the track with 6 that started the whole thing with Screw.
Right.
Like, calm your tits, Hakuna those tatas.
But I've got GAWNE at a low A.
Yep. He's extremely
and
talented.
I feel like if he would slow down a little bit more often, because I really like this track in that it was a very... it was a much slower style cadence.
Right.
Easy to follow. Still had his bars in it that were absolutely outstanding.
And he's playful.
And he's playful about it. I really enjoyed that track. If he did stuff like that more...
That is one thing that I really like about him, even in the World War I with 6 and everything. He's playful, and he mentions multiple times that he took the L to 6. So he is one of those people that doesn't fight that.
No.
And mentions it. And that just makes him more enjoyable, more relatable. I also like a lot of the features, the tracks that he did with features. We just didn't highlight them here because they do have features.
Right. He actually has some amazing songs with features. He had a song with Atlas and... Was it Atlas and Crypt?
Atlas, was it Crypt on the same one?
I don't remember who was on. I know Atlas was
whichever
there,
one was.
I loved it.
It was amazing. And there's been several like that. Several.
Right.
We just didn't highlight them because they're not just him.
Right. All right. This is the last one. The last one of the day. This is going to be either one of the more entertaining ones you guys are going to listen to, or it's going to be...
Jeff, I agree. I agree wholeheartedly. And Freeman, I think it's funny as fuck too.
This track specifically, or this artist, it's G Moski. She got me all distracted with what was going on.
Sorry.
G Moski, as I was trying to say, is either going to appeal to you,
or
you're going to be so offended and turned off by it that you're going to be like, why the fuck is he included on this list?
Now, if you are here right now
Chances
with us live,
to you.
Yeah, you'll find it at least funny. You may not want to go down his whole catalog or whatever, but you will think he's funny.
Right. So, G Skee is a horrorcore rapper, but he also mixes in nerdcore with it occasionally. Well, probably more often than occasionally.
A lot, yeah.
The song we were going to use, I was going to use, was the 8-Bit Slayer,
right?
Which was the very first one we listened to until I heard this.
Oh, I really like the Honey Badger one too.
The Honey Badger one was good as well.
Here's the thing. If you liked Stephen Lynch or any of the dark humored comedians that did, singing as well, he will appeal to you. He's very much the hip hop version of that.
He also does tracks with Hobson, and Hobson's one of my favorites. So
right. I mean, yeah. See, Tyson likes him.
Yeah, GAWNE and Grizzly song was tight.
What's CMRB?
CMRB? It's a rap battle.
Oh, okay.
Group. At some point, man. I don't know exactly when, but we'll eventually get to it. Okay. So this is G Skee, Return of the Filth.
And he identifies with the honey badger, which is also my spirit animal, so there is that. You're welcome.
Fucking honey badger. And this is an odd video that I absolutely love.
All of his videos
videos are odd,
which is amazing because they're so humorous to us guys.
So must be fitting.
Thank you.
We did pick the one song. I will warn you. If you were going to go down the G Skee hole, he does quite a bit of gay bashing in his songs.
It's more like...
But I think it's more meant to be shock value than him actually hating gay people.
Yeah, he doesn't... It's, again... he's controversial in that dark humor sort of way. I mean, Stephen Lynch has dead baby jokes. He has Holocaust jokes.
Right.
And it's that mentality. So we did pick a song that we felt didn't have as many of the controversial words in it, just for an introduction.
Nico, it'll probably stop midway through. Just warning you. Because once we finish and we hit stop, it's not going to be public. He's like, as long as I see the Elijah Kyle part, I'm happy.
Right.
Yeah, then yeah. I'll probably cover some at some point, AJ.
She's
Lex Brachter will
later.
She's on the list for sure, but no, we have not covered her yet. I think she's got
alphabetical.
She's either 2 or 3 weeks ahead. Again, we are doing this alphabetically.
Yeah.
So yeah, she'll be.
We're at G.
We're in the.
She's L.
She'll be in the L's.
And I don't mean that as L. I mean she's an L.
She's a Lex.
Yeah.
So this is Gmo Skee, Return of the Filth, and.
You missed EK, obviously.
Oh, shit. All right. Hope y'all enjoy.
Yeah, she is. I agree. But yeah, she's coming up.
Hope y'all enjoy.
I'm so excited.
I thought this was Star Wars.
Freeman, we tell them all the time. Between ourselves, mostly. And to our family members.
The shade of blue that he has is the same shade of blue from the game.
Yep. The turquoise. Right.
When I take this energy and put it inside a rhyme that I write, I don't think you want to be on the other side of the mic, unless you really want to see what dying is like, or surviving a bite from a shark trying to fight for your life. Gmo was slept on for dummy long. Now wake your bitch ass up, Lucky Charms. Cut arms with the rusty saw. Screaming all day, Dewey Dimbalah. I'm a Chucky doll, nigga. No games, I throw shade from close range. If you open my rap book, you better burn sage. Get possessed if you let a verse play. All these niggas trash, I'ma sweep them off the street like it's Earth Day. Blackest night, teeth glow in the dark. Drink Mickey's till I piss green soda and barf. It's no wonder why my album was all over the charts, cause everybody got a little Gmo in their heart. You bitch, the filthiest nigga in the rap game. 10 years living life in the fast lane. And I'm finna get your girlfriend back pains if gang right tonight. The filthiest nigga in the rap game. 10 years living life in the fast lane. And I'm finna get your girlfriend back pains if gang right tonight.
I'm sorry, it's funny.
Mix it with South Park. Give me a beat that's boom bap and sound hard. Cutting on stage because my flow and my style sharp. The fans come in droves like they rolling in clown cars. Lock the honey badger in the booth with the door shut. I'ma chew cords up and poop on the floor, bruh. You niggas stupid, you must be using a short bus. I pull your shit back like I'm removing a corn husk. And I know a lot of niggas out there cock blocking, but I'm so hot it's kinda hard for you to stop watching. I'm rocking the sickest leather, 2 hoes stitched together. Charlotte and Heather, human cloth, I'm trying to get investors. Would I ever rap with you bitch niggas? Never. If you ever step into my office, I'ma hit the lever. Niggas stay out of the Richmond sector or get snatched off your bike like Pee-wee's Big Adventure. The filthiest nigga in the rap game. 10 years living life in the fast lane. And I'm finna get your girlfriend back pains if gang right tonight. The filthiest nigga in the rap game. 10 years living life in the fast lane. And I'm finna get your girlfriend back pains if gang right tonight. If gang, nigga.
The people here aren't going to take offense to it, Freeman.
I don't know, they might. You gotta be careful with stuff like that nowadays.
Well.
So that was Gmo Skee. You know, the more I listen to him, you know who I can compare him to?
Who?
He sounds like the horrorcore version of ODB.
That's not who I was thinking of earlier, though. I was really hoping that you were going to say the same, that I can't put my finger on. That he reminds me of from, like, the 90s, and I can't.
in my opinion, voice-wise, I want to hear him go, "Oh, baby, I like it raw."
True, but that again, it's just not who I was.
No, that was G Moski.
Obviously, you heard me giggle the whole way through, and yes, I do this all the way through horror movies. Not because I find it shocking, not because it's like my autonomic response to stuff that's scary, but because I find it legit funny.
Right. And me being a horror fan and video game fan, when he mixes the two together,
it's amazing.
It's fan-fucking-tastic.
Well, plus he adds in pop culture, too. Like he said, take Friday the 13th and mix it with South Park, add a boom bap beat, and that's... I don't remember how he rhymes it, but, like, that's what he says his style is, and he's correct.
Right.
He's absolutely correct.
So, yeah. That was G Moski. I really got to cover him more when he starts dropping some more stuff.
We really, really enjoy him.
Everything I heard from him, I was like, this is wildly entertaining.
Problem is, for me, I giggle when he says certain things, and then I don't hear the next lyrics because I'm too busy cracking up. I also was cracking up at his little, dances that he was doing. It was great. They are, AJ. Thank you. Thank you.
So, G Moski, Return of the Filth. First off, for pros, dude is hella funny. There's not one song of his I've heard yet where I didn't laugh at some point.
Right.
If not through most of it.
Right. Pure entertainment.
On top of that, he's the style of horrorcore I think horrorcore needs to go. In that...
Slightly more comedic.
A lot of us grew up to listening to ICP, Esham, hell, even Eminem has some horrorcore tracks himself. It's always been a genre I've enjoyed. Gangsta Nip was another one I listened to. It's always been a side of genre or a genre of hip hop that I enjoy. But I can definitely see why there's not a lot of people that really get into it.
Yeah, that was gangster gore is more what you're talking about.
Right.
Whereas this is a little bit more horror film, like slasher film. It's got that comedic aspect to it, and he is goofy in all of his music videos. You can tell that he has fun with it.
I think YouTube censored my joke, probably.
Right.
And I will say, another pro to him is he will say whatever the fuck he wants.
Right.
There is no
censoring
him. There's no PC to him.
Right.
He's going to make fun of anyone and everyone that he wants to in any way, shape, or form that he wants to. And you're either going to love it or hate it. And if you hate it, his mentality is get the fuck off the channel. Go somewhere else.
Yep.
This isn't the place for you.
So obviously we relate to him.
Exactly.
Yeah.
And I love that he is offensive. Because I do feel like rap has almost been shoehorned because of how easy it is to offend people. I mean, I grew up to artists saying some what would be considered outlandish shit.
Come on, there's like Too Short. Blowjob Betty was a huge track in the 90s. We used to, bump that in our cars.
We reacted to that Cameron song.
And people thought it was funny. Cameron, that was Fire Confessions, or off of that.
The song was just called Confessions, but it was, off of that album.
ICP, the original Eminem album. All of that stuff we thought was funny.
Right, but now we're in such a PC-related culture, a lot of that stuff comes off as taboo.
And it gets censored.
These motherfuckers are like, I don't care.
Some of them, yeah.
Yeah, G Moski's like, I don't care. I'm going to say what I want. And what's really cool, too, G Moski is still I would still consider him an independent artist, but he is signed to Twisted's record label.
As of a couple years ago.
Which I don't know when he got signed to their,
I think it was a couple of years ago.
Well, I know Twisted used to be with Psychopathic, and then they split off, which caused a huge rift and all that. But then they started doing their own thing.
Never. And they get more and more detailed each time. Just saying.
Nico.
Just saying. When are you going to add that they're glittery, too, huh? Do you not want to admit that? Glitter gets everywhere, by the way. Can't get it out.
I will say a con for him, though, is I feel like sometimes he might be too offensive for people.
Now, keep in mind that when we say that that's a con, we're talking about in terms of his...
music industry probability.
Right. In terms of, like, how mainstream is he going to get. And by that, we don't mean, like, not being an independent artist. We're just talking about...
appeal factor to people, basically.
Yeah.
And he's definitely going to have that niche lane that he's going to have to stay on.
But I feel like he carved out that niche because, A, he's horror.
Right.
And then nerd. So he's horrorcore, nerdcore, and he's a comedian. Like, there's not many people, if any, that fit in that particular genre. So he has carved his own spot.
Right.
Which makes him unique, makes people gravitate towards him. He's not horribly comparable with anybody in today's scene.
Right.
Which, again, makes him unique. But it can be a downside in terms of how much he's actually broadcast out there, and that leads to the appeal problem. Because people just aren't aware of him.
Right.
Yeah.
But yeah, so...
what's that shine from, huh? Huh? What
so
you doing?
over and above all, we've got Gmo at a low A.
And a lot of that is just based on appeal factor.
Yeah, that's mostly
people.
just based on appeal factor. We don't know if he's going to be able to appeal to a large audience.
Which, by the way, he said that he's not interested in.
He's not looking for that.
He doesn't want to change. He's happy with what he's doing. If he doesn't appeal to you, fuck off. We're just saying that... I think, for me, the con is more like... people won't know he exists because he is not going to be one of these people that is on your list of who you should listen to next, because he's unique and because a lot of people find him offensive.
And I would personally like to give a huge shout out to Kenny.
Back to school
reactions for introducing me to Gmo.
Me too.
I'd have never heard of the guy if it were not for Back to School reactions.
Yeah, like in November-ish is when he started, and he's met him in person. He's had an interview with him. They exchange stuff all the time now, and Kenny still reacts to pretty much everything new he puts out.
Exactly.
So, yeah.
So, that concludes this list for the day. So, going over where we've got people currently, we've got Binks and Echo in the S tier. We've got Hunter Koofy, Chase, Crypt, and Dizzy at high A. We've got Adam Calhoun, Atlas, Dilemma, and Futuristic at mid-A. We've got Analyst, Dax, Elijah Kyle, GAWNE, and Skee at low A. We've got Dan Bull and Dwayne Jackson at high B. Blindsight, Daddy Fat Snaps, DK Rap Artist, Feral the Earthworm, and Gatsby at a mid-B. We've got EP Music at a low B. We've got Aaron Keese, Carly, and Ethena at a C. Again, these are subject to change as people put new music out. Please be aware of that. And I feel like we're putting people pretty honestly where we feel they really would be. Also, for those of you that are wondering who's going to be coming up next week, Grizzy Hendrix.
Jeff, you think so much of us. He says, can you get Massetti, Massive Man, and Gatsby on a track together?
That would be fantastic.
That would be great, but I think you think too much of us.
Right. So coming up next week, we're going to have Grizzy Hendrix. We're going to have Handles McGee, High Res, Hobson, $100, Is Apocalypse, Jackson Pierce, and J-Core.
Yep.
That is next week's. We got it again. It's a very good balance of more known and less known artists. I feel like we got really lucky.
Alphabetizing things.
By alphabetizing it, it kind of runs that
Gives
track
you a
the
good
entire
mix.
time.
Yeah.
So yeah, that's gonna be next week's. I hope you guys tune in next week with us.
Enjoyed it.
I hope you guys enjoyed this. Again, big thank you to the $5 dono, as well as a big thank you to EP Music and Gatsby for showing up during the actual live stream.
Right.
But any artist that happens to swing through, we thank you for checking it out.
We love you all.
We love you
Mad
all.
respect.
And this is the end, guys. So with that being said, we love you all. Thank you all for watching.
And we'll see you guys for live reactions tomorrow.
We'll see you at our live stream tomorrow. Bye, guys. Oh, and a big thank you to everyone that showed up.
Yes.
We love you too.
We love you. Night, Freeman.
Night, guys. Freeman, Jeff,
Tyson,
Nico, which is going to cut off on Nico here soon.
Right.
AJ.
Everyone that's
Jeff.
still here.
We love you guys.
Mm-hmm.
With all of our heart.
Nato's in there.
Joey Nato's further down.
Yeah.
He's
like
a J.
You can see him like right,
He's right
there.
here.
The guy with no eyebrows.
All right, bye guys.